Normally for a sold out night, there's at least like 10 ugly people here, but not tonight. You guys are a good looking group. Let's give yourselves one more round of applause for being so damn sexy. Before we begin, there are a couple of rules here. Please remember to turn off or silence your cell phones so those aren't going off during the show. I'll give everybody a second to do that while I double check mine. Yeah. Also, please remember, out of respect to the performers tonight and everybody here, please keep table talk quiet until minimum during the show. Especially important tonight when it's a night like this where it's sold out. The walls kind of bounce off upstairs and stuff, even if you're not talking that loud. Kind of move. Some voices do carry, ladies. Always the guys that laugh at that. Some voices do carry though, honestly. If we come up and we ask you to quiet down, don't take any offense, it's just we think you're an asshole. I think everybody's here to have a good time. You guys here to have a good time? I think then we're ready to get started. So let's see here. I think at least probably about half of you know our host tonight. It's his first time hosting from our open mic stage. A real American hero, two tours in Iraq. Please make some noise for Chris Parker.
Thank you. So I'm Chris Berger. I'll get to that in a bit. Full name's Chris Peter Berger. That's right, my parents named me Crispy Berger. Had a bit of a rough start. From a small town north of Merrill called Gleason. No one knows Gleason here? Alright. So you guys know Gleason. Now for those of you that don't know Gleason, I'll describe it as a place that people from Merrill don't want to be from. Right?
Yeah.
Like Gleason's one of those tiny towns people like pass by on their way home from vacationing in beautiful places like Eagle River and Minocqua. They look out the window and they're like, man, I'm glad I don't live here. When they said that, they might have saw me standing there actually. Barefoot likely. Wearing this pair of cut-off Georgetown sweatpants I turned into hillbilly capris. Possibly with a rock in my hand, thinking about throwing it at their car. But no, my childhood was great. I got nothing to complain about. Besides for the fact that I have two older brothers that tortured me mercilessly. And I know everyone's got older siblings that pick on them. My brothers took it to a different level. Like they told me a story when I was 5 years old that I wasn't actually a human. That I was in fact adopted from a gorilla family, shaved down. Yeah, and my jungle name was Bonzo. So there's the callback, thanks for that. But no, they actually did tell me one thing that turned out to be sound advice. They told me that if I ever grew hair in unusual places, I should shave it off right away to hide my true identity. And this was the 80s. This was the era of the Afro Bush. Like, they thought they were being cruel, but really, they were just a bit ahead of their time. Good advice. Now, most of the stuff they did was just mean. They used to, I used to get those chapped lips that only a little kid would get, like the half-inch blister all the way around your lips. And they'd put Tabasco sauce on that while I was sleeping. The slow play was to put chocolate chips in my underwear so they'd melt overnight. Wake up in the morning thinking I shit my pants. That was confusing for a 5-year-old, Why does this smell sweet? We had a basketball hoop growing up too, and like every 5-year-old of that era in the 90s, I wanted to be Shaquille O'Neal. So I asked him like, hey brother, you want to hang me on the basketball hoop there? He'd be like, yeah, sure, man, no problem. As soon as I was up there on the basketball hoop, they'd pull down my pants, underwear and all, and then take off running. So there I am hanging, naked from the waist down, with like two real options, like a 10-foot drop was a big deal for me, I didn't want to do that. My other option's yell for some kind of good Samaritan passerby to help me out of my situation, right? Normally I took that route. And it was the weirdest thing, but my creepy neighbor Steven was always there to lend a helping hand. He was our pastor and a real gentle soul. But I'm out of Gleason now. I live in Wausau. I'm married. My beautiful wife, Amy. But But you know, like, I'm not religious or anything. Like, I'm with Amy because I want to be, you know? So really what marriage boils down to for me is the fact that my penis is on contract. You know? Unlike other contracts you've heard about, I didn't get any fancy signing bonus. No possibility of a trade or free agency. You know? Just gonna have to rely on these soft hands to make it to this eternal season. There's good things about being married though, of course, you know, like now that I'm with one team, I don't have to wear a helmet anymore. That's it. Now when I do, it feels like I shot my dick with Novocaine. Yeah? It's not happening. But no, our marriage is great, you know, we have great times, he enriches my life a lot, but like every couple we fight, you know, like, it's just inevitable, I think, it's natural. You know, like, men and women are so different. I think it boils down to like a lack of communication. We have a hard time seeing things from each other's perspective. So with that in mind, the other day I put myself through a little thought experiment to try to understand things from my wife's perspective a little bit better. So I tried to imagine what sex would be like for my wife. And guys, you're gonna have to bear with me, this gets pretty fucking weird. Because I could not wrap my head around her urge to excite someone from the opposite sex enough that an appendage on their body grows and stiffens. They then stick it inside and you pump it multiple times before injecting a liquid that turns into a creature that grows inside me for 9 months. I crap it out, and then it drinks me for nourishment. You know? Like, no wonder we can't decide on what restaurant to go to on a Friday night. Jesus! If that were even a remote possibility when I had sex, I'd still be a virgin. Call me Priest Burger right now. You know? No, but the one big takeaway I did get from it is that I realized, like, that God is definitely a man. So I guarantee if you're the one crapping out all these babies, he would not have made that whole birth control as a sin policy. I just don't think the dead man liked to wear helmets either. Especially the technology, the condoms they had when his son was born. Like rotten lambskin or something like that. But no, you women are amazing. You really are for what you do. I mean, I could never do something like that. But my wife did, and my son was born 7 months ago. We got a beautiful little boy at home. And, yeah, thank you. It's amazing. But, you know, a lot of things change when you have a kid. You know, like, I actually look forward to going to work now. That's good. You know? Because after having to change all those diapers at home, like, the idea of having a shitty day at work took on a whole new meaning. Like, I still gotta deal with my boss's shit, but at least she can wipe. I'm just kidding, Jenny. You're a great boss. You're a great boss. These are jokes. These are jokes. Glad I took off Monday. But another thing we're changing up is my wife's diet. Like, now that she's like the one source of food for my son, you know, I realize we pay more attention to what she puts in her mouth. So I got her on a strict diet of organic kale, spinach, and lettuce. Because my son's gonna have organic grass-fed breast milk. Mm-hmm. I'm also trying to get her to sleep outside so it'll be pasture-raised. It's a bit of a tough sell in the winter. Maybe about getting her a hammock for the summertime or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. But another thing I've been thinking about now having a son is, like, how in the hell did a human baby survive in the wild? Like, before, like, modern technology, like cribs and baby monitors and all that kind of stuff, you know? Like, because human babies are pretty helpless, you know, like, compared to other animals. Like, a week-old gazelle runs with the herd, you know? And my son at a week old couldn't even support the weight of his own head. You know? He could pretty much just make little squeaky noises and like search for a nipple like ridiculously in front of his face for 180 degrees, like some kind of like milk vampire. You know? And then I got thinking, like, some people say that life begins at conception. And I'm not gonna go there, I know it's a hot button issue, but I guess my perspective is that, like, I get that fact that life begins at conception, but not human life. Like, I think human life takes time to develop, you know? Like, when my son was born, he didn't look like a human. He looked like a mixture of a squirrel and my grandpa. So basically what I'm getting at here is I think that my son's gonna have to earn his right to be called a human. You know, like, once he does some milestone, it shows me there's still a little bit something more going on in his head. I'm thinking the day my son can wipe his own ass, I'll call him a human. Yeah. Because up until that point, he's just a creature, doesn't realize he's got shit running from the top of his ass crack all the way to the base of his neck. But no, now that I'm the dad, I can be a father figure, I think a lot about, like things future generations are gonna judge us for, like things that I do that I don't know are wrong. Like the way like I judge our grandparents' generation for like smoking on airplanes and beating their kids. Like, I guess I didn't know that was wrong. But I think something we're gonna be judged for, like with the advent of like Netflix and HBO on demand and stuff like that, where you can seek out your own content, without commercials, is network TV. Having 4 channels. I can picture my son someday being like, Dad, you guys used to actually just sit in the living room and watch whatever ABC felt like beaming in there? And I guess I'd be thrown back. I'd try to defend ourselves. I'd be like, yeah, son, those were the good old days. We used to love Doritos and Vic pills back then. We elected Donald Trump president. He appointed Judge Judy Super Supreme Court Justice of the People. And that's when our motto was officially changed from America, land of the brave, to America, fucking awesome. So I wrote that joke before the election, like I thought I had an expiration date on it, but here we are. 4 more years of this, Yeah, look at the positive situations. No, but with that and other things going on, I watch the news sometimes. I'm a fairly empathetic person, and things get me down sometimes, So the other day I saw a quote at work on someone's wall. It said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." So I kind of thought about that. I'm like, I'm going to take this to heart. I'm going to think this out. So I decided I wanted to be the change I wanted to see in the world. So what I did, I went out and got myself a 2016 Donald Trump campaign t-shirt, one of those camouflage Duck Dynasty hats, and then proceeded to punch myself in the face repeatedly. Trying to knock some sense into myself. Knocked myself out, actually. Woke back up, same world. Bunch of hippie bullshit, everyone. Bunch of hippie bullshit. And long-haired people like me. Anyway, so I'm going to finish with one more joke for you guys. I deployed to Iraq twice during the National Guard out of high school. And, but to be honest, I did it for the college money. I didn't even appreciate my parents at 19. The idea of patriotism. Anyways, so I deployed twice, and I was really surprised the first time I had an interaction with an Iraqi. Because I had watched the movies, I played Call of Duty. I knew what to expect. AK-47 wielding Mujahideen, yelling out Allah Akbar, ready to take me out. And I was thrown for a big old loop when an Iraqi kid called me his brother from another mother. I was like, where'd you hear that from, man? He tells me, BET. I looked at the mud hut this guy came out of. He's got a satellite dish strapped to that motherfucker. May have been an Iraqi kid, but he had American ambitions. He was trying to sell me stuff. And he had it all. He had like dried out cartons of cigarettes, Iraqi bills with Saddam's picture on them. Most interesting item in his bag was Freaky Freaky, which was code word for Iraqi bootleg porn. And they also had the optional black market bag or combo deal. Now, of course, I had to buy the Freaky Freaky, mostly to support the local economy. And man, was I disappointed when I brought it home and put it in my DVD player. There was no shit like fully clothed Iraqi women dancing at a wedding. But at that moment, I realized like why we were there, like everything came into perspective for me. What we could teach them, how we could liberate these people. So I pulled up my laptop, drifted into the cornucopia of porn that's stored on my hard drive, and at that moment I was damn proud to be an American. All right, that's my time, everyone. Thank you very much.
You guys ready for some more comedy tonight? Bring up the beach rag, the hilarious guy from Detroit, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Nate Armbruster.